Holy smokes, Steve, I got no rentals. What am I gonna do? I haven't had anything for the past month. I don't know what to do. I got my cars here and they are just sitting, no action whatsoever. Sound familiar? Stick around, I'll tell you guys how to get away from this. So if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. I'm Steve and we're going over how to make your rental car fleet run as smoothly as possible. I mostly deal with Turo, so that's kind of what I go with, but these will work for any one of your fleets. If you guys are new to Turo, it's a peer-to-peer car sharing platform where you can share your car to other people. Or in the case of last month, maybe it's not being shared. I don't know, I don't mean to laugh, it sucks. It's a combination of multiple things. There she goes! So the rental decrease is due to multiple different aspects, multiple different things going on right now. Everybody's going back to school, they're going back to work, so everybody's being home, they're stuck, they're, back to the grind. The other part is their market just seems to be super saturated with hosts. Everybody saw that incentive, they started jumping on it, and now this is where we're at. My current market, I had, when I first started, and this was back at the beginning of the year, beginning of 2021, when I started this fleet out here in Arizona, I checked my area, and I saw maybe 5 cars in a 10-mile radius. And I know we're kind of suburbs, like not really prime spot for cars. But there was an airport nearby. It was one of 2 airports that is in the Phoenix area. And I just saw this and I'm like, okay, I can start really, if I really wanted to, like, bam, I'll just saturate this market with just my cars. Y'all get away. But I was like, nah, let's do this the real approach, the way most of you guys are going to go about this. So I started off slow. I started off with just the 1 car that I had, and I said, okay, this car's moving. I got a proven concept, like it is moving, we're gonna make this work. And then I added another car. And then it's basically slowly started rolling into the 7 cars, actually 6 cars that I have now. Got that diesel. So what happened was, now I look at my market and I start researching it, where I saw like 5 cars maybe in that 10-mile radius. Easily, a month out, there's easily 20 to 30 cars. No problem whatsoever to see this happen. And it blows my mind. So with these extra cars, you're seeing free deliveries, free airport deliveries, ridiculously low rates. I don't know if these people just went out and bought cars and said, yo, we gotta make this happen now because we're sitting on these cars and they're not moving. I don't know what's going on with it. It sucks. Or it could be just people that kind of jumped on the bandwagon and said, hey, I'm working from home now. I got this extra car, let's see what happens. So I don't know, either way, there's multiple things going on with this. Man, it is sticky out here. And I have seen this happen in numerous markets. I've talked to numerous people all throughout the country here, whether you're out in Florida or you're out in California. Like everywhere in between, everybody's kind of seeing the same thing rolling out right now. And this is why I say don't over leverage yourself. You don't want to go out and put 10, 12, 30 cars on your personal credit. I mean, shoot, even 6 or 7 may be too much, right? If you're buying these things cash, then it's not as big of a deal. But now you're just working on making your money back. And that's a good way to go about it. Honestly, that's the way I would like to go about it, but I'm just like you guys. I'm not that liquid where I can just go drop 70, 80 grand on, a bunch of different cars. So that's kind of where I'm at. I got some of these, like I said, I would like to refer to them as cash cars, but realistically, I got notes on some of them. I got some that are cash cars, some that aren't. It is what it is. Now, with last month, with August, it wasn't a great month. I had the Mazda 6. Like I said, I think it's time to dump that one. I took a chance on it, I risked it, and honestly, it's a big sedan. And it's older, and it doesn't have all the technology. It does well, but for some reason, the clientele that I get with it just kind of, I get lots of reimbursements, but it's kind of a pain because every time I jump on that car, I personally love that car. I don't know why, I don't know what it's about, but I love that car. But now every time I jump in it, it smells almost mildewy. It smells like smoke, and I've done the ozone machine. It's sitting right here in front of me. I've done the ozone machine on this thing so many times. It's just like, oh my gosh, this car's probably just gonna it's gonna choke itself out, right? I don't know. But now I got one of these nice air fresheners. Check this thing out. Yeah, the pina colada. Everybody loves pina colada, right? So I got like 5 of those things in there. I don't know, whatever. Regardless, I'm looking at this car now and it's like, okay, this is what's going on. I did have to change the, do something with the exhaust because there was a hole in the muffler, or the section between the muffler and the cat. So I had to change that. So it's one of those things that's just kind of causing me a little bit of headache, more than I really want to mess with. So I'll probably dump it, get something newer, or throw the Jeep back on the platform and go get something else for myself. You know what I mean? Like, but this is what I'm saying. Don't over leverage yourself because you never know what's coming up. All of my bookings, I am literally just getting the day of or a day prior to when they want to pick it up. And it is a little stressful, but like I said, make sure you guys have enough. Make sure you have, try and get that 6 months, you know? Try and get that 6 months in the bank so that way your bills are covered for 6 months if things were to go down. Now I know the other thing, COVID is kind of, it's doing its thing and it's making people nervous. So that's adding to people having to go back to school and all that. So they're just not moving as much. Regardless, I don't want you guys to feel alone with this because it is something that it's constantly, it's going around, it's everybody. It's not just you guys, but there are things that you guys can do. You can change your settings as far as automatic bookings. You can change your availabilities, and the more you're available, the more these cars are gonna get out. Okay, so ways to help kind of boost your stuff. Make sure you guys are doing at least 20 pictures. Make sure your descriptions are on point. I know I sound like a broken record. This is absolutely everything that I've said in past videos, but it holds true. Make sure you guys have those Instabooks, all those pictures. The pictures are just gonna show that you're actually here. Make sure they are good pictures. You don't have to have professional cameras. Your iPhone will work just fine. And go make sure you have good, legit pictures. Get down, get those angles, show those wheels off, show the scenery off, do whatever you have to. Make sure the description's on point. The Instabook, the more people are able to just book a car right now, right here, and not have to worry about, is there gonna be a car or do I have to get approved, the better off you're gonna be. Because so many people are actually sitting out right now just saying, hey, I wanna screen every driver that comes on here. I wanna make up all my own rules, all this stuff, and you're wondering why your cars aren't booking. Well, play by Turo's rules, only charge for what you can. Don't have your fees in the description because that's gonna scare people away right off the bat. Sell the car, sell the experience, and make sure it's as easily bookable as possible. And don't over leverage yourself. I know I say this all the time, but make sure you guys aren't over leveraging yourself. That's bottom line. I don't want you guys to, a year from now, be like, hey, yo, I wanna go buy a house, or I wanna go buy another rental property, or another, whatever the case may be, my first house. You're not going to be able to do this if you got 10 loans under your name. They're debt to income, even though you can show that these cars are being taken care of. I guarantee you, any kind of mortgage broker, anybody like that, they're just gonna look at this and be like, hey, this is kind of sketchy. So just be extremely careful with this. If you can, set up the LLC. I'll drop a video here shortly on how I set up my LLC. By all means, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a lawyer. I don't do any of this stuff. I'm not recommending how to do any of this stuff. I'm just showing you how I do it, so that way you guys are able to do it yourself. And it is pretty simple, but make sure you guys follow what you guys need to, and you protect yourselves the way you need to. Once you get all this set up, then you can start building that business credit and have everything going to the business instead of under your personal name. So that way when it does come down to it, yo, check it out. I got nothing on my credit. You know what I mean? Like, I got 850 score and there's nothing on there, so what kind of house you want to give me? You know what I mean? Like, so go after that. And I can tell you, yes, this does happen. I did personally at one point ended up having like an 850 credit score, which was, it blew my mind. That was something I never once thought of, especially coming from like a 560. Like, it was so bad. But now I got it up to that 850, and then I was able to come out here to Arizona and basically do the same thing. Get the fleet, get whatever I needed to, because the buying power was there. The history was there, like everything was there to where they didn't even question me. Like, once you get to that kind of credit, it's a totally different story. If you guys are interested in more about how to get that credit there, I'll definitely drop some tips and tricks to do that and go that route. I'm gonna start salt and peppering that stuff into this content as well, and basically help you guys out so you can help get ahead in life. As far as the credit and getting that cash stacked aside so you can use it when you need to, leverage it however you need to, and be smart about it. But bottom line, for right now, with your fleets, stick with it, hang on. Remember, this is over a year. You gotta look at this as it's a rolling year. You gotta plan for the worst days, save for the worst days, and then know that there's gonna be good days that come. So you can't base your whole business off of just 1 or 2 months. I can tell you also that that we did come off of a overly saturated, overly inflated numbers for the past 6-8 months. These numbers are not true numbers. I can tell you, we've been there. Past 3 years, it's not like this. You do have a bump in the seasons for everybody traveling, but these numbers are so inflated. So just take that with a grain of salt and make sure you guys are buying cars right. That's all I can say. Buy cars right. You want to try and buy them under market value, which I know is difficult right now. Used car market is huge, but do what you can. There's still deals out there. Make sure you guys are being smart about it, buying in your means and not over leveraging yourself. Make sure your payments are where they should be, and you're not, make sure you're not like a $1,000 payment on a $30,000 car. You know what I mean? Like, make sure you guys are being smart about it, and definitely go out, keep grinding, keep tweaking everything that you can see. If you're out there and you're just not sure, hit me up. I'll drop you a link from my profile, or go in your area and check out a power host. Well, it's not gonna show power host. Go check out an all-star host that has multiple trips on a car. If it's a shooter, I mean, they're gonna have a ton of trips. If it's a luxury car, I'm not gonna lie, they should still have a bunch of trips on there. But go find somebody who's got, 40, 50, 60 trips on a car, and just dissect their profile. Find out what they're doing, what's working for them. Why are they at the point that they are? Why do they have so many 5-star ratings? And try and book their car. Are they on Instabook? Like, check out all these different avenues. Just really dig into it and figure out what your market's actually looking for. You'll find out a lot from the reviews if the market is accepting this car or if it's not. So if I go in there and I put it in a Tesla, and you see that I've had this car for the past 8 months and it's only got 5 or 6 trips, well, hey, you know what? That might be because at any particular time, I can find 15 Teslas out here. So your market may be saturated with that. Jeeps, Jeep Wranglers, my market may be oversaturated with that. Maybe I'm down in Southern California and you want to go rent a Jeep, so you go search it, and all of a sudden you got 50, 60 Jeeps to choose from at any given point, at any given day. And now you start wondering, okay, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't get a Jeep. Yes, I can check the Turo car calculator, whatever they call it. That's gonna be extremely conservative. It's gonna be off. They haven't updated that in years, so just make sure you play with it. But definitely go through and see what other hosts have. Like what cars they have and what works for them. Obviously, if they're an all-star host and you see multiple trips on multiple different cars, they're doing something right. Now, I'm not saying you can plug and play and copy exactly what they're doing, because I mean, you're kind of going off somebody that already knows what they're doing. But at the same time, you can kind of shadow what they're doing just a little bit, because I'm not saying go out and buy like a black Wrangler or a silver Fox, my silver Mazda 6, Maserati, the one that no one likes, because whatever. But make sure you go out there and find out, like, hey, is this Ford Focus really working well? Is this Fiesta working well? Is this Accent working well? Like, really check and hone in on your market and start tweaking this stuff. It will come around. I promise bookings will pick back up, but for right now, it just is what it is. You're gonna have to suck it up, and hopefully you didn't already over leverage yourself. If you did, then hit me up. Maybe we can figure out some stuff to tweak to make sure your cars are out. Obviously, you don't want to be renting these cars out for free, so where you're losing money, but figure out what we need to do to get you to at least break even for the next couple of months. And if you guys are actually out there just crushing it, kudos for you. Me personally, I think with my 5 cars that I had on here, 6 cars. Yeah, so I got 6 cars. This would be the 7th, but the price is so ridiculous, and it's on a 6-day booking minimum. Like, I made it to where you can't take it. And if you do, you're gonna be paying for it. But regardless, I got the 6 cars, and let's face it, I only made like $4 grand last month in September, in August, that's what it was, because we're in September. But August only made a little over $4 grand. Yes, it covered everything, but it's not making a whole lot of money. So don't worry, even people like me, I'm still kind of not stressing it, but I'm stressing a little bit. I'm not optimizing as much as I could. We'll just put it that way. I am still able to make a little bit of a profit off of all that stuff, just the way I bought and all that. So definitely go through, dissect whatever you guys got to dissect. Like, go through with a fine-tooth comb, check out your market, see what's working, what's not. If you're not getting any rentals, obviously that's not what's working. So pull away from that and go check out somebody's profile that actually is getting movement. And you can see in the reviews, it's gonna tell you if they're getting rentals this month or not. You'll see reviews that happened like last week, like it's dated on there. Go check it out. Go see what these renters are actually saying about these people. So either way, go check it out. Don't over leverage yourself and keep grinding. I promise it will bump up. I promise it will get better. You just gotta stick it out. There's valleys, ups and downs with it. Don't get down, don't get discouraged, stick with it. And we will catch you guys on the next one. Sorry for being long-winded. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. And we will catch you guys on the next one. Later, y'all.